So just pass it on.
Thanks for staying with us. Now, this author wants to introduce to the world her latest book, The Journey Continues. This book is a fulfillment of a promise to her best friend, Marie Demetrius Baker, who battled breast cancer for 12 years, who kept a journal of her last 3, and her journal entries have been transformed into this book. We now welcome Marsha Norman to share some more. Good morning and welcome to Sunrise.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, so October is usually the month we see the pink ribbon, and we talk about breast cancer awareness, and we encourage women, to get tested, that sort of thing. Now, your best friend, Marie, she would have seen the first remission, the first instance. You thought you guys, you all thought it was a success, and she wouldn't have to go through this again. And then what happened?
Well, in 2013, in June to be exact, Marie started to feel slight pains in her left side. As soon as she started to feel those pains, she became very concerned because it was the same side that she had the cancer on. She did a number of tests. They all came back negative. But in December, she did an MRI. And I think on Christmas Day, 2013, she got the results before that, but she decided to open it to send it to the doctor. And she saw that the cancer had returned.
What kind of cancer was she battling?
She was battling breast cancer, but when it came back in the nerves, and then as it progressed, it all over liver, chest area. 2015, it had reached the brain.
Tell us about her. Who was she? What did she like? Let's talk about her a little bit.
Marie was a fabulous young lady. We met when we were teenagers at church, at the Temple Mennonite Church, and we became fast friends. She was not only a friend, but a mentor. I didn't have a sister, so she filled that role.
Marie and Marsha.
Yes, of course. So anywhere you saw one of us, the other one was there. So Marie was very hardworking. At that time, she was the youth president at the Temple Mennonite Church. So she planned programs for the youth fellowship. She was very hardworking, sat on a number of committees. Later, she got a job in the insurance industry. So she's very faithful, very loving. And then later on, she got married to Leighton, and then they had a daughter, Hannah. But very family focused, very close to her parents and her siblings. She's from a very big family, very loving family. Marie loved to sing, always had a great big smile. And I think one of the things that I remember well about Marie is she's very positive. She was very positive. So in spite of the challenges, especially when cancer occurred 2006, she was like a champion. She remained very positive.
Journaling. She journaled her experiences and the journey that she had to take throughout, going through the treatments and that kind of thing. Did that happen in the beginning of, when she found out that she had breast cancer, or did this happen after it returned?
Well, the story about journaling, her sister, one of her big sisters, Kay, she's a nurse and lives in England. She suggested to Marie, when the cancer came back in 2013, to keep a journal because it helps people to vocalize their emotions and so on. So Marie started the journal, and then we talked about it, and I said, Marie, it would be good to turn this journal into a book, And she said, yes. So her journal entries, you see her struggles, her dreams, her faith. She has sections that she spoke about the scriptures that help her prayer life, and so on. So the journal entries are very powerful because it dealt with her emotions.
So you and her spoke about making this a body of work for someone else to inspire other people.
Yes.
You had that conversation with her.
We had that conversation, and when you go through the journal, there is an entry that she said, for this time of my life, I know now, I didn't go through for myself, but those around me. So she had that view that her life, her example of faithfulness, of praise, of worship, of just sticking it out, she felt that it would be a powerful testimony to all those around her, her family, those who would read about it, share about it. We spoke about a book, and I told her if things work very well, we would try for a movie as well. So she really felt that her life and her example would be a powerful word of encouragement to those who would read it, yes.
When you found the body of work and that was put aside and so forth, how much did she write and what was that last message that she had put together in that journal?
Well, the main body of work, I got it, Mary gave me, so I got that before she passed away. And then her husband Leighton and one of her big sisters, Karen, found other books that they passed on to me after she had passed away. So
she was doing additional journaling?
Yes, because we found like church planning. She was the head of the planning committee at Good Tidings Mennonite where she helped to plan services. So in some sections she wrote about the cancer and so on. So there was this section, why me, and how she dealt with it. She even said, I surprised myself. I didn't know with God's power I would have done so well. So Marie's journal, she wrote very well, so I didn't have to make
I was going to ask, because if it were me, you couldn't find a thing. Yes.
Excellent writer, so I didn't have to adjust anything much. So she wrote well, and what was impactful for me, some of the entries, she said, I'm doing this while I'm in pain. So it wasn't smooth going, just journaling, but she kept at it because she wanted others to see.
And you're not sugarcoating it to say, oh, things were going well, that you're giving us the raw emotion from her.
Yes, everything that she felt, what she was praying about, hoping for, she had it in her journals.
Tell me about the format of the book a little bit. So it's a workbook of any sort. Do I fill in any lines, or it's just reading the entries from Marie? What's the format of it?
Well, I consider Marie the main author posthumously. So the book has her journal entries, but I narrate it. So I have chapters about her great relationship with her husband. She said to me, Marsha, I'm married well. So I have a chapter with her husband, her daughter, her extended family, her mother, her father, her siblings. So I narrated it. I spoke of how well she did at work, her church life. So I narrate, and then you have her journal entries in between. So it's like a thread.
Yes, so you're giving your experiences, the things you remember, so you get a chance to kind of shape that as well as provide the content that she would have left in the journal.
Yes, and like the last 2 chapters, I spoke about the last 10 days when the doctor told her husband Leighton that, it's basically countdown time. I spoke of the experiences, how Mary basically would say sang her way home, because like the Tuesday, persons were at the home singing and she was singing right along. By the Wednesday, she was taken to the hospital, and Thursday, she passed away. So it was a life filled with hope, no self-pity. So I narrated those chapters for her.
How is her daughter doing, and how has she got a chance to see what the final product is, and have you gotten feedback?
Both her husband and daughter know the book. Her daughter is doing very well, and there was one thing on Mary's bucket list. One thing she wanted God to do for her was to let her see her daughter enter high school. And God graciously allowed that, so she lived to see her daughter in 2nd form. She's a big young lady now. She's in 5th form, preparing for CXC. So God has been faithful, and He has been working it out, yes.
If persons would like to purchase this book, to read about, I want to call her a warrior.
Yes, a warrior.
As she's the late Marie. If persons would like to read this book, this body of work relating to Marie's life, where do we get a copy?
The book is currently on Amazon, but by month end, it should be in the main bookstores in Jamaica. Kingston Bookshop will have copies also at Fontana. So Kingston Bookshop would be the main place.
Is there the proceeds coming from the book? Is there a special, person to receive? How does the
Well, part proceeds will be going towards victims of cancer.
Okay.
Mainly breast cancer.
Nice.
So.
All right.
Marsha, we're sorry that you have lost your soul sister, your bestie, but we know that you continue to fight and continue to share the positivity that came straight from Marie.
You may have lost her, but we have gained a body of work, everyone else that's out there.
Yes, she really believed that her example would have a worldwide impact. So I am very proud of her. When Marie passed away, her mom, Beryl Demetrius, she said she was so proud of Marie because she did so well.
All right, so
Don't
The
make us
Journey
cry.
Continues is the name of the book. A hero.
Yes,
The
and
Journey
Marie
Continues?
named it herself. She was saying no matter what challenges, no matter what difficulties you're going through, it doesn't have to be health, it can be finances, it can be family life, it can be work. Whatever the challenges are, she wanted persons not to give up, but to press forward knowing that the journey continues.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Marie. Viewers, let's now, well, thank you so much, Marsha, rather,
Yes,
and to
thank
Marie.
you.